that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
Snow White is causing a whole lot of controversy as Disney is remaking yet another film and going to ruin yet another film. Here you can see this clip from the Citizen Free Press. It says Disney cast a Snow White who resents Snow White. It's not 1937. She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be. So she's dreaming about becoming a boss babe. Let's check out this clip from Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler. Let's check out what they have to say about this new Disney Snow White film.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it on stage. What do you mean by that?
I just mean that it's
You always love to hear that we're going to bring a modern edge to the film, and we'll get into everybody who's watched me before. You know that I'm not a fan of any Hollywood films anymore. Like, I know that this is going to happen with every single film, and we're going to get into all of that in the reactions to this clip, because I have a lot of reactions from people like Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, Luke Radkowski, all the rest of them. And then we'll get into my reaction to this whole thing and why I think that everybody should just walk away from Hollywood. Stop putting so much emotional investment into these things. Like, stop getting so mad about this. Let's get into this video first, though.
It's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that is
not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she was fearless, fair, brave, and true. And so it's just a really incredible story for, I think, young people everywhere to see themselves in.
It's not. That's literally helping to destroy the family unit once again. You know, these women who just want to be men so desperately. I'll never understand it, but I understand why these elites want to push it on us, because they do want to destroy the family unit. They don't want women to be likable, and like, let's be real, women like this are not likable, and it sounds like the Snow White is not going to be likable. And all this is doing is catching kids at a young age who are going to be watching a Snow White movie, a Snow White remake, and it's going to make them think, oh yeah, why would I ever want, you know, the prince to come save me? I can't allow that to happen. I have to be more masculine. I have to be very unlikable. I have to be disagreeable. And it's just gross, you know. Like, I don't want to deal with any women like that ever in my entire life. And this is how they think. They're brainwashed to think that this is how they should act. You're not strong, you're not a real woman unless you act like a man, unless you don't need no man, unless you know, act very masculine and unlikable like this.
Snow White is running for president.
I'm launching my campaign.
And also, a lot of people pointed this out as well, but Gal Gadot is supposed to be like the evil person who is jealous of Rachel Zegler's looks. Gal Gadot's character is supposed to be jealous of Rachel Zegler's character's looks, which doesn't make much sense to me. Both of them seem pretty obnoxious, and it seems like the Snow White film is also going to be obnoxious. Let's get into some of the reactions from, like I said, people like Ben Shapiro here, people like Matt Walsh, Phil Labonte, a lot of other ones as well. Ben Shapiro says, prepare for suck. Personally, I think that you should prepare for every single Hollywood movie out there to suck, because they all do. But Matt Walsh says, women want a man to protect them. The Saved by a Prince theme has endured for generations because it speaks to the innate desires of nearly all women. It's true. This is like biologically hardwired into their brains. It's not, they're not happy whenever they have jobs and no man and no kids. Women just aren't happy. Like, look at the direction that women are moving in. This is the direction. I don't need no men. I want to have a job. Screw getting saved by the prince. Screw having a family, all those things. And look at the depression levels in women. Look at how many women are on antidepressants now. How many of them go to therapy all the time. It's not looking good for the mental health of women. And this is a huge factor in that. The fact that they all want to be, they're brainwashed to want to be boss babes and stuff like that. And they're not real women, apparently, unless you act like a man. Matt Walsh also says those woke remakes bomb because they are contrived and false. They do not resonate with anyone. And Phil Labonte says they're going to deconstruct Snow White like Rian Johnson deconstructed Star Wars. It's going to suck. And you can see a theme here. Everybody understands that this movie is going to suck, but the really ironic part of it is they're probably all going to see the movie. They're probably all going to make YouTube videos about it, and they're probably all going to cry about how it's woke, even though we know months out, and we've been knowing ever since they announced the Snow White remake, that it was going to suck. And yet these people will still put emotional stake into these movies. They will still watch the movies. They'll still give the movie money and then cry about it on social media after the movie sucks. It just makes no sense to me. Why not, instead of doing that over and over again and getting mad about these movies sucking over and over again, why not just step away from Hollywood completely, go in another direction? That's just what I've done. I haven't watched a movie, at least in the theaters, since Spider-Man No Way Home. That's the last one that I watched. That's the last one that I've been interested in. There's movies out there that I do want to see for sure, like Oppenheimer, but in my opinion, there's just so much more important things to be worried about. Important things going on in the world, important things in my personal life. There's just so much better things to do than get mad at Snow White months out from the movie being out, and then also continue to go watch the movie and complain about it on social media after. It just doesn't take up space in my mind like that. The only reason why I'm talking about it is because of how many people are reacting to Snow White being woke, like they didn't know that this is going to happen in the first place. And this is right around the time that everybody's also seeing Barbie and doing Barbie reviews and talking about how woke it is. Why do you care? That's what I'm trying to ask. Let me know in the comments if you're still, watching Hollywood movies and expecting movies like Snow White to be good. And if you aren't expecting Snow White to be good, then why do you continue to watch these movies, and why do you continue to watch these reviews on YouTube talking about how woke movies like Snow White and Barbie are? Let me know in the comments about all of that. Here's Luke Rudkowski. Snow White don't need no man. That was exactly my thoughts as well whenever I first saw this clip. And then here is my take on this whole Snow White situation. Yes, Snow White will suck. We all know this. Everyone is still going to watch and cry about it being woke. This cycle will never end. And then when you add on top of that, not only are people going to watch it and cry about it being woke, but they're also going to go home after they watch it and watch their favorite YouTuber also cry about the movie being woke. It's really just a vicious cycle. It's a miserable cycle that's just going to make you more and more angry as time goes on. For me, I finally realized that, hey, I don't have to be angry. All I have to do is just stop watching these movies. I'm kind of passively helping these movies out. I'm passively making Hollywood a better place by not giving it my money. And I'm also saving a lot of space in my mind and, and just time in general, because I don't have to worry about these movies sucking, because I just expect them to suck and they just don't take up space in my mind anymore. The only time I ever think about these movies is when everybody has meltdowns on social media about Snow White's going to suck and Barbie sucks. It's like, in reality, man, do you really care about Snow White? Like, do you really care about the remake of Snow White? I don't understand it. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this whole Snow White situation. Are you mad about Snow White sucking? Like, genuinely, are you mad about Snow White sucking? And are you going to see this movie? Are you one of those people who still watches people complain about movies being woke over and over again? Let me know in the comments what you're thinking about this whole Disney Snow White remake and all the reactions from people like Ben Shapiro, Matt Walsh, and the rest of them. Let me know what you're thinking about this whole Snow White situation.